I am fully in my cozy hobby era. I'm romanticizing my daily walks. I'm buying needlepoint starter kits. I'm trying pickleball once and pretending I'm sporty now. So today I'm pairing 10 of my favorite hobbies with the perfect book rack. Whether you're researching new recipes, planning out your next vacation, or just trying to keep your houseplants alive, I've got a book rack for you. Oh, and if you're new here, my name's Lottie. I make bookish content here on YouTube, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Okay, starting strong with a classic hobby. This one is for all my aspiring chefs out there. So if you've been getting really into recipes or cooking, I think you may like Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. Now, I could have gone one of two ways with this book recommendation. I feel like foodies often love books that have really lush descriptions of food, and I do have some recs for that, but this one is a little bit different from that. It's actually a historical fiction set in the 1960s, and it follows a chemist named Elizabeth Zott. There's also an Apple TV show for this one, so it could be really fun to read it and then watch the show because the adaptation is really good. But basically, you get a window into some of Elizabeth's struggles as an aspiring chemist in the 1960s. She's one of the only women scientists on her team, and she faces a lot of kind of discrimination. So you definitely got a touch of feminism in this historical novel. It's got that like 1960s retro kitchen aesthetic. Also, as part of the plot, Elizabeth ends up reluctantly becoming the host of this show called Supper at 6, and it is America's most beloved cooking show. She uses her chemistry skills to make cooking easy for women at home and also empowers them with some really great messages. So this book is a little bit of a wild ride. It's definitely a little emotional and heavy. I may have shed a tear or two, but it's just one of my absolute favorites and it has stuck with me so much. So I think if you love cooking right now, you could really love Lessons in Chemistry. Okay, next up, if your ideal night involves a glass of wine, a 1,000-piece puzzle, and a podcast about murder, I think you may like Finley Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano. This is the definition of a cozy mystery. It's actually a whole series. There's 5 of these books. They're so bingeable, so if you wanted to read the whole series, you could. But Finley Donovan is a stressed out mom of 2 and a struggling novelist. The basic setup of this one is that Finley is at a lunch with her agent, and she gets mistaken for basically a hitman. And she inadvertently accepts this offer to dispose of a problem husband. And Finley quickly discovers that crime in real life is a lot more tricky than its fictional counterpart. This book just has so much charm. It's fast-paced, it's funny. Even as someone who is not a mom, I found Finley super relatable and just down to earth, and I really enjoyed her as a main character. And this is one that you could just like binge in one night. It was so good. I loved it. Okay, my next recommendation is for all of my hot girl walkers out there. So if you've been romanticizing your daily walks and pretending to be the main character, this one's for you. And that is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This is a nonfiction memoir just packed to the brim with insights about growing up, growing older, and just being a woman in your 20s. Dolly writes this book with a lot of really interesting little stories, but there is this larger narrative throughout the book that I found really interesting. I think it would be really great on audiobook too. So if you want one to listen to while you go for your walk, I feel like a memoir is always amazing on audiobook. It kind of just listens like a podcast. I love this review quote on the back. It says, "Reading this book is like coming home from a bad date and finding the person who knows you best in the world sitting on your couch, ready to pour you a glass of wine and give you a hug." And honestly, that's all you need to know. So, okay, next up, this one is for all my plant moms out there who also love a good farmer's market haul. Teach Me Your Ways. I killed 2 of my plants this winter. But I think you should read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is a cozy fantasy book, so there isn't a ton of plot and the stakes are kind of low, but it's just such an enjoyable read or listen. I also really enjoyed the audiobook. You got this Cambridge professor named Emily Wilde who is just obsessed with fairies and fae folklore. She's a genius and she's writing the world's first encyclopedia of fairies. So she travels to this village in the far north to learn more about some fairies and focus on her work when her insufferably handsome academic rival Wendell shows up. And as Emily uncovers more information and secrets about some of the fairies, she finds herself entangled in a bit of a mystery. I found this one so charming, so cozy. It was just kind of like a warm hug, and the characters have a lot of like chemistry and wit and banter and sass. They're smart and quick, but the setting is really cozy, and the townspeople in the small town are all really charming. I just adored it, and I think if you are a dedicated plant mom, you might enjoy this one too. Okay, if you are always making new playlists or you're a self-identified professional fangirl, I think you may like Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau. This is a book I recommend to honestly almost everyone. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite books, like standalone books of all time. This one is such a fun, quick, kind of like literary fiction, historical fiction read. It's actually set in the 1970s, and it follows a straight-laced young teen named Mary Jane. And this book follows Mary Jane throughout a summer as she takes on a job nannying for her neighbors. But turns out her neighbors are hiding a famous rock star and his movie star wife in their house. And so Mary Jane is getting exposed to a lot of these progressive ideas and viewpoints from going and nannying there all day. And of course, her parents don't know. Mary Jane kind of ends up caught between the life she's always known and the future she now realizes is possible for herself. And it's just the most heartwarming, charming, timeless coming of age story, all about music, identity, and stepping into your own. Reading this book honestly feels like playing your favorite album on vinyl in a sunroom with all the windows open. And honestly, I think I'm convincing myself to do a reread of this one soon because I love it. Okay, next up is for all of my journal lovers. So if you start your mornings with your journal, some tea, and some fresh air, I think you may like The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This one is dreamy, mysterious. It's got some small town charm. This one is honestly so genre bending. It's like a mystery mixed with fantasy, mixed with like historical fiction. Oh, and it has a little bit of romance. There's everything in this book, you guys. And I absolutely loved it. Basically, you've got June Farrow, and her mother abandoned her when she was little, and she was raised by her grandmother. And then after her grandmother's death, she starts getting some clues about her mother's disappearance, and she starts to investigate it. And that's like all I'll tell you. This one is just, I've never read anything like it. It's so unique. And I think if you're really in your like slow living era, you might really enjoy this one. It's set in North Carolina, and it's like, it honestly had a similar kind of like ambiance to me almost as like Where the Crawdads Sing. So if you liked that one also, I think you could like this one. Okay, next up, if you are constantly pinning things to your travel board on Pinterest or obsessively checking for price drops on flights, I think that you might like People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I just had to throw this one in here because I feel like it does not deserve some of the slander that it gets. A lot of people like some of Emily Henry's other books better than this one, but I really love this one. And I think if you love a friends to lovers romance and you love traveling, like, lock in. You're gonna love this. It's got a dual timeline, which for me kept the tension really good, and I just like was devouring the book. Poppy's our main female character, Alex our main male character. So Poppy is actually, I think, like a travel blogger or something like that for a big travel magazine. So she gets to go on all these cool trips. So every year she's going different places, and oftentimes she gets to bring someone with her. So she brings her best friend from college, Alex. And so they go on all of these cool trips together in this like past timeline until 2 years ago, their friendship got like ruined by something and you don't know what it is. So you have that as kind of like the past timeline of all their trips leading up to the one 2 years ago that ruined everything. And in the present timeline, you've got Poppy, who actually convinces Alex to go on one last big trip together for a week. And things are kind of icy between them. You're just kind of getting to see like their weird dynamic now and then their amazing dynamic in the past. And you just can't stop reading because you have to figure out what happened. I had so much fun with this one. I loved kind of traveling all around throughout the book, and it just was so much fun. I'm a People We Meet on Vacation fan, and there's a movie for this one that they're filming now that's going to be coming out soon. It'll be so much fun to be able to watch it after having read the book. So, okay, next up, if you are obsessed with cozy crafting right now, you're doing needlepoint or crochet or knitting, I think that you may like Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I talk about this book all the time, so I will keep this somewhat brief, but this is just the most heartwarming literary fiction story. I just absolutely loved it. It's charming, it's witty, and it follows our main character Tova's unlikely connection with a giant Pacific octopus named Marcellus. Our main character Tova Sullivan decides to start volunteering at the aquarium in her local area after her husband passed away because she was finding herself really lonely and kind of without anything to do now that she's retired. And from there, she makes a connection with Marcellus, and you'll just have to read from there, but it's so good, guys. Part of the reason I think this one's kind of fun if you are into knitting or crochet or just cozy crafts is that Tova's actually in a club with her friends, a knitting club called the Knitwits. And being retired, I feel like she just sometimes is looking for other things to do, which I think is kind of a fun theme to go with like the cozy crafting. I didn't listen to this one on audiobook, but I have heard that it's good. So if you also love to listen to audiobooks while doing your cozy craft, this could be a good one too. Okay, if you're obsessed with pickleball right now and are maybe a little bit too competitive about it, I think that you should read The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Honorable mention for Carrie Soto is back, but I feel like more people know about that one, so I wanted to spotlight this one, especially because it's a new release this year. This one is dramatic, it's high stakes, it's competitive, and it follows a pair of Olympic-bound ice dancers named Katarina and Heath. It's gut-wrenching, it's a page-turner, I could not put it down. This book starts off at the 10-year anniversary of Heath and Katarina's final skate, and there was some kind of scandal that ended their careers. And now at this decade anniversary, there is a documentary coming out claiming to uncover the true story. So this one's written as kind of like an oral history documentary style, a little bit similar to Daisy Jones and the Six, where you get these intermittent chapters of kind of like interview quotes from coaches or other competitors or commentators, and it's really, really interesting. You never hear from Katarina herself in the documentary, but the other chapters, I'm pretty sure, are told from kind of her point of view. It's third person, but from her side of the story. So you get to kind of know what's really going on behind the scenes, like every other chapter. There are twists and turns and lots of cliffhangers throughout the book that just made me keep reading. I absolutely binged this one, and it's been one of my favorite reads so far this year. So if you're someone who's a little too competitive or you just love some drama, I think you should read the favorites. And last but certainly not least, this one's for all my hobby hoppers out there. If you've had like 3 new personalities in the past month and you can't decide which hobby is your favorite, I'm right there with you. And I think you should read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This one's about creativity, obsession, and how the things that we make shape who we are. I think it's the ultimate book for the hobby hopper personality type because it'll definitely make you want to create something new. It follows 2 friends, Sam and Sadie, who love each other dearly but are never actually in love. And they come together as creative partners to design a video game. And you get to just kind of follow them as success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, and a lot of complicated feelings. Following Sam and Sadie, this book spans more than 30 years, and it's really just an exploration of identity, failure, and ultimately our human need to connect with each other and to love and to be loved. This book is just so unique and imaginative, and I've never read anything like it. I think if you're a creative at heart, but sometimes you struggle to like focus in on one hobby or one thing, you may really enjoy this one. Okay, those are all of the book recs I have based on your current favorite hobby. I hope you feel seen. If I didn't catch your hobby, let me know what your favorite hobby is in the comments down below and a book that you would recommend based on your favorite hobby. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below so you don't miss a video from me. I put up new bookish, cozy content every week and would love to have you stick around. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below with the cartwheel emoji so I can know who made it to the end. I hope you found a book rec you're excited about from today's video, but if you're looking for more, definitely check out my what to read this spring video that I posted recently. It's got some spring book recommendations as well as my seasonal TBR and some new releases I'm really excited about. So check that one out next if you haven't seen it. I think that's going to be it for today's video, but I will see you super soon in my next one. Bye everyone.